Hi guys, I'm Athena Coachina Magulis. This is one of my blogs. I'm trying to catch up on a lot of them, so I have a lot to do. So this is the first time I'm gonna really do a video blog, and I'm kind of excited, kind of nervous, trying to make sure that I don't go over time. So let me just jump right in it. Recently I've been feeling really kind of lonely. And I know my first year of school, my first semester especially, I was experiencing like really high levels of loneliness because I'm from the Bahamas. And so coming to Virginia with nobody, I was 16, going off to college, like no family members, no friends. It was really hard transition, and I felt like a lot of me, God was like showing me the things that I needed to change. And that was really hard to kind of process through when you had no one to really lean on, no church family. And I feel like now I know that I think even then I knew that God wanted me to lean on him. But I just didn't know how to lean on him by myself. And so I think right now, and I kind of shut down during that time, but right now I feel like God is doing the same thing in me again, where I'm just like processing through who I am and like how he's made me, and even the ugliness that is in me and the brokenness in me and the brokenness in this world. And initially it was really hard to process, and a part of me wanted to do the whole shutdown thing again. But because I'm in community and because I'm a part of chat, and because so many people that I never really had like pour into me, I now have like people to work through things with me, discuss things with. It's a lot easier to kind of process through it. It's hard overall because processing in general is really hard. But I find it a lot easier to process through things because I have community. And I feel like I'm being shown even more because I'm like around the kids, and then I'm around like people that I'm not used to being around, and like and different backgrounds, and there's conflict, and there's growth, and like that along with the books that I'm reading. It's like so interesting because initially, like, I know in the Caribbean conflict is not a big deal, but I know in like the US I'm realizing that conflict is like seen a lot of times as a bad thing. And I feel like my counterparts, or like my intern fellows, are learning like a lot from the conflicts, and so am I. Of course, I'm definitely learning a lot, but I feel like it's so interesting because they are a lot more uncomfortable with the conflict compared to me, because in my culture it's acceptable. But I just find it interesting, just how different I am from a lot of people. And I think so far I've used it negatively in that, and I'm confessing this, in that I can use it either as a way to distance myself, or I can also use it as a way to build a gap and teach someone about me and my culture. And I think a lot of times I may use it as a way to distance myself, because it's kind of like weird in that I'm afraid of loneliness, in that I don't want to be alone and feel lonely, but then at the same time I somehow feel even more lonely surrounded by people that are nothing like me. And I'm not meaning it in the sense that they have nothing in common with me, because we all have God in common, and we even have personality traits in common. Some people like worship, and I love worship. And so it's like, when it's not that we have nothing in common, it's just that my culture is so is different to me than their culture, that trying to mesh that makes me wonder like if reconciliation is possible. And I know for me, like, the question was posed during the retreat we just came off of, like an intern retreat where we discussed race and reconciliation and things like that, beyond class, beyond ethnicity. And I know in my mind the question was posed basically, what about interracial dating? And I know, like, with me, because I think the question was posed because the person wanted us to realize that reconciliation isn't just like a thought or like something far off, but it is close to home. And so if we are saying that we are open to being reconciled, um, in all matters, whether race, class, whatever, then that means that instead of saying it as, oh, I could have a black friend, or I could have a white friend, or I could have an Asian friend, could you honestly say that you would bring that person home, or could you honestly say that you would date someone of a different race? So like I feel like that question was really essential, and I think with me, I had to like sit back and think, would I really? Because I know myself, and I know that with me, I'm like, nothing against anyone, and I want to just put that out there. But I always think of, do I really want to go through the process of having to teach someone my culture, and then me learning their culture, and then like introducing them to my family, and then how will we fuse our cultures to to make a family? And so I think a lot of me is just like, I don't want the hard way. And it just so happens that someone was like, Athena, you're gonna get the hard way. And I, like, a part of me wants to like be like, oh, I don't like you right now because you just said that. And then another part of me is like, I feel like God may be saying that to me too, where it's like, even though it may not end up that way, and I may not like marry into a different race or date a different race, God requires that I'm open to that, and there's no partiality, and I don't discriminate in that sense. And I think it's important that I realize that that's a fault in me, because I don't want to do the hard thing, and I don't want to have to go through teaching someone. And God was the best teacher of us all, and if I could accept his teachings and his grace and his love, and his willingness to teach me, then I should be able to extend that grace and that lovingness and that willingness to teach someone else. Loving nature to teach someone else. And so, I don't know. I just have a lot going on in my head. It is an amazing experience to be here, to be able to learn from the kids. It's so crazy. Like one day, there was one girl who was like acting out, and I knew it was so out of character. And then, later on, like, I talked to her, and she just was like, yeah, it's some stuff that was just going on at home. And so I feel like it's so important that we as interns be sensitive to that, and like learn our kids and like realize their character, and so that when we see something like them acting up, it's great to discipline, but at the same time understand where like this acting up is coming from. And if it's out of character, then something must be going on, and be able to pray in that moment for whatever is going on, and also pray for their actions. And then when we discipline them from a place of, something's going on, and I know something's going on, and maybe even question them about it. But when we discipline them, we're disciplining them out of that place, rather than you are being rude and you are a quote unquote bad child, which we at chat don't really want to mess with the bad word, because no one's really bad. We're all sinners, and we all fall short of the glory of God. So that's all what's really been going on in my mind. There's a lot more. I'm sure you're gonna see more videos from me. I'm loving my experience here. It's definitely a learning experience. My mom just broke it to me recently that I'm a woman, so I'm trying to process that, because for the longest, in my head, I'm like, I'm still a kid. I might look different, I might want to act different sometimes, but overall in my head, I'm like, I'm a kid. Like, I love being a kid. And my mom was like, baby girl, you are not a kid. You are an adult now. And so I'm still trying to process that. But other than the Declaration of Independence that my mother declared, I am pretty good. I'm missing home a bit. I'm from the Bahamas, as I said, so I'm missing home. I haven't been home in a while, since like Christmas. So it's definitely overdue. Definitely will be going there as soon as the internship is over. I love chat, and I hope to return. Thanks for listening. And I hope the next video is a bit more organized and a bit better. I'm gonna try. I just come here and tell you my heart, and that's all I have to say for now. Have a good day. I love you. And if you ever want to ask more questions, or you can always shoot me an email, just comment below and I'll answer you, whatever. And that's it, I think. Yeah. If you enjoyed it, like it. It'll show up on my Facebook page. Other people will see it. And then, more support for chat, because it's an amazing organization and it's definitely something I would encourage people to invest in. Thank you for listening. Have a great day. Bye.